Guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Mr. Death Breath, where I do spoiler-free film reviews and sometimes celebrity reviews. Today we're doing something absolutely different and absolutely fun. We're going to be doing a top 11 non-sequel, non-franchise horror film countdown just in time for Halloween with celebrity guest David Howard Thornton. You may know him as Art the Clown. In addition, we'll have other amazing people, so stay tuned. Woo! Yeah, let's get this party started like this. Yes! Oh no, it failed. Oh, wow. Okay. Anyway, guys, if you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Let's get to it. Okay, guys, so my pick for the non-sequel, non-franchise horror film is 1408. So it was a short story by Stephen King, and it ends up being one of his best films he's made to date. As a matter of fact, it might be the best film he's ever made. It stars John Cusack as an investigative reporter who goes and investigates haunted locations. He goes to a hotel, he ends up running into Samuel Jackson, who happens to own the hotel. I don't want to get too deep into it, but let's just say it's a psychological film that has great acting, great story, and by the time the film is over, you're exhausted.
Hello everyone, my name is Evil Stevel, and first of all, I'd like to thank Mr. Death Breath for letting me be a part of this. Thanks a lot, I really appreciate it, man. When he told me what the theme of this was, I knew exactly which movie I wanted to talk about. And that movie is The Relic, starring Penelope Ann Miller and Tom Sizemore. It's about a big-ass monster that wreaks havoc on Chicago's Natural History Museum. It is one of my favorite creature features from the 90s, and the monster is really cool. It's like this big rhinoceros, dinosaur, lizard thing. It's like a slasher movie and a creature feature. It's got all the like pacing and mystery of a slasher film, but then you have this big ass monster that's doing the killing. So it's like a slasher movie, but with a monster. I don't feel like enough people talk about this movie. This could have been a franchise. This should have been a franchise. And I'd really like to either see a sequel or a remake one day, because I think this movie is severely overlooked and underrated, and it is awesome.
Good evening, my victim. What's up, you guys? My name is Jennifer Nangle, aka Malvolia, the Queen of Screams, and I was asked to share with you my favorite non-franchise horror movie, and that hands down goes to The Ruins, directed by Carter Smith, and written screenplay by Scott Smith, who also wrote the novel. I really love it when the writers of the novel write the screenplays, because I personally feel that they know their story and their characters inside and out. And let me tell you, this movie does not disappoint. This movie is such an adventure. You are immediately introduced to four main characters who, right off the bat, you know exactly what their relationships are, how their relationships are, and what's going on. It's quite an adventure. It's something that I feel could possibly happen in real life. Jenna Malone, which killed it. She super killed it. But I have to say my favorite character is Laura Ramsey. Her character just goes through the ringer, and every step of the way, you feel her pain. You feel what she's going through. So, killer chicks, killer performances, awesome script, awesome setting, fascinating story. Check it out.
Hi, Michelle Halloween here to talk to you about Excision, a psychological gore horror film where its content still flashes in my head at the most randomest of times. It's a pretty unknown flick. No one I know has seen it, and I'm kind of happy about that because I feel like it was made just for me to watch. At one point, I even questioned if it was a real movie or did I see it in a dream. I'm glad it was real, because then I'd have to really question if I'm okay. Anyways, teenage angst at its most brutal. Pauline, the main character, doesn't refrain from doing what she sets her morbid mind to. I often found it most comical to watch her basically shrug off her failed attempts or her experiments and watch him move on to the next challenge. Since I didn't read anything about the movie before I watched it, I was super stoked when John Waters made his cameo as this creepy priest. For me, that validated I'm watching a really sick flick. Malcolm McDowell's in it. He gets taken on by Pauline. That's a great bar scene for Throw Up Thursday, just if you're interested in that kind of thing. Ray Wise is in it. And even more entertaining is Tracy Lords playing a conservative mom. Yeah. Along with the mass amounts of blood, trippy day and night dream sequences, talking decapitated heads, random autopsies, guts, disturbing scenes, the movie did pull on my heartstrings at some moments. The ending left me feeling so sorry for Pauline, I hate to admit it, but her mom as well. I didn't want to feel bad for her mom, but that was the only time the woman actually had genuine motherly skills for her disturbed daughter. So in all, putting it out there, everything I saw in Excision still rears itself in my head every now and then, reminding me this movie exists. Isn't that what a great horror movie is?
Hey, this is Sammy Ruiz. My favorite non-franchise, non-sequel horror film is The Ninth Gate. The Ninth Gate is directed by Roman Polanski. The movie was released in 1999. The movie is adapted from a book called The Club Dumas, but this movie stars Johnny Depp, Frank Langella. One of my personal favorite things about this movie is the music, which is composed by Wojciech Kilar. But this movie follows the main character, Dean Corso, which is played by Johnny Depp. He's a book investigator that gets hired to investigate this book that's supposed to be written by Lucifer. He's traveling throughout Europe, investigating this book. I would say that this movie is probably equally a mystery movie. Definitely does have some creepy elements to it. Again, the music really does make it creepy. It complements Johnny Depp's character. We get a good, classic, strange, unusual Johnny Depp. But again, it's one of my personal favorites. I seen it when I was younger. Didn't quite understand it. But now that I'm older, I think it's amazing.
Hey everybody, Steven here from Geek Out Cinema. For my pick, I chose the 1996 film The Craft, which stars Neve Campbell, Robin Tunney, Rachel True, and Fairuza Balk. This film is about 4 teenage students that are in high school that are studying witchcraft, and the whole movie is following this group of girls, and they're casting spells and doing magic throughout the whole film, and there's some comedy aspects to it as well, and it's just a fun, if you like witches and you like that kind of type of film genre, you'll like this film. It's a really fun movie, and it's one of my favorite 90s horror films. If you have not seen The Craft yet from 1996, go check it out. You'll have really fun with it. And fun fact is that Neve Campbell and Ski Ulrich, that star in Scream together from 1996, are also in The Craft together.
I must say, Event Horizon is a very unique film. Paul Anderson went on to say that he always wanted to make an alien film ever since he was in high school. He was in love with Sigourney Weaver. He said that the film scared the hell out of him. I love this film, because of its serious, dark tone. And dare I say, there's a little bit of Alien, a little bit of Hellraiser, and a little bit of The Shining in there. And you just mix all of that together and you get something really intense. And I must say, in my opinion, I think this film inspired video games and films such as Dead Space and Life. There's lots of action and lots of blood and guts, and it's beautiful! It's beautiful! It's a very creepy film, and if you've never seen it, I highly recommend it. And that's all I've got to say about that.
Hey everyone, it's Anna Ace, and one of my all-time favorite unfranchised horror films would have to be You're Next. It is a bloody and brutal home invasion movie that combines a dark humor and a malicious twist for everyone's viewing pleasure. It is a little over an hour and 30 minutes, but it is a beautifully paced movie that doesn't go too deep into character development, but that doesn't necessarily mean that these actors don't do a great job with making or creating believable characters. They do a phenomenal job. It has a lot of 80s horror film like references and a feel to it. So if you're into that, you would really enjoy it. And the gore element is there. It is great. If you haven't checked it out, do yourself a favor and definitely do so soon.
What's up, I am Movie Massacre, and just before I start, I would like to say that low-life son of a Mr. Death Breath told me not to cuss in this video. I can't do it. It beeps every time I swear. You mother. Anyway, I'm going to quickly talk about why I love Rob Zombie's Lords of Salem. Number 1, Sherry Moon Zombie. Number 2, Sherry Moon Zombie's Bum Bum.
So cute, sir.
I feel that Lords of Salem is not your typical Rob Zombie flick. It doesn't have a trailer trash vibe to it. I'm gonna make love to my sister. The acting is pretty good for a zombie flick, and it's weird as
Like you, Mr. Death Breath.
This movie is about witches aiding in the coming of Satan. I really enjoy how artsy this movie is. It has some stunning shots.
Oh, Sherry Moon's Bum Bum.
And it delivers a very dark and depressing tone. It kind of reminds me of the old Hammer horror movies. I've heard people say that this flick is weird and that they don't get it. Here's the thing.
You're not supposed to.
Anyway, I'm gonna wrap it up. Thanks for having me on, mate. Love ya. I am Movie Massacre, and that was Lords of Salem. I'm out.
Hi guys, Mandy here from Monster Under Your Bed Clothing. I'm here to do a spoiler-free movie review of the South Korean version of Hansel and Gretel. Now, if you're familiar with the story, it's a Brothers Grimm fairy tale, but this one isn't exactly point for point the same one. It's based off the same storyline, but it's very, very different. So this guy is traveling in the Korean wilderness and he gets in a accident. All of a sudden, this little girl comes out of the woods and she's like, hey, let me help you. Let me take you back to my place. So she has this like desolate little house in the middle of the woods, an older brother, younger sister, and a family. Now, I don't want to give too much away, but the movie's really magical, lots of twists and turns, and it's creepy. So I totally expect you to go see it. And it's a foreign film, which means it's totally opens up your viewpoints to different cultures, how their takes are, you know, affect different stories that we're used to hearing growing up and such. So please go see it. I really recommend it, and thank you for watching.
Hey horror fans, David Howard Thornton here, Mr. Art the Clown himself, and I was asked what I thought was my favorite non-franchise horror film, and after a lot of consideration, a lot of great choices to go from, I would say Cabin in the Woods is my favorite. I think that film was a lot of fun, had some awesome kills in it, and had one heck of a plot twist I did not see coming halfway through, so yeah, Cabin in the Woods all the way, baby. Love to see another one.